Hi, today we're going to deal with tape measures. I'm not sponsored by anyone for tape measures, just what I have, what I'm used to. Stanley, it's pretty good tape, stands up very well. Some tapes, the tapes themselves, measuring parts, are so-so, they're a little flimsy. This one's pretty strong. That, and it's 1.25 inches, or inch or 3/4. But by and large, most tapes do the job, they do the measuring, and that. Uh, what I haven't be showing in the video is there's numbers on some of these tapes. They might say 2 3/4, 3 1/4, 3 inch, or whatever. And what that is telling you what the measurements from one side to the back side of the tape is. So if you measure out something, you take whatever you get on your tape for measurement to the back and add 3 inches. In this case, it says 24.5 down here. Add 3 would be 27.5. So whatever you're putting up against the wall here, say, and another wall, or inside a cabinet, that'll give you an idea, a pretty accurate idea what size the inside is. So without any further ado, we will go ahead and show you some features and things about the tape measures. So I have my 25-foot framing tape measure out there. It's 1.25 inches wide. It's a lot more strength to it than the 1 inch such as this. And we can see with this 1 inch tape, it's got your 8ths, quarters, and 3/8 degrees. For those that don't understand what the marks are, it gives you a better understanding. Has your 16 inch on center, a 19 and 3/16, and your 2 foot. This tape does the same thing, other than it doesn't have these marks. There are some tapes that come out that have those markings on it, like the previous one. But if you notice, this one doesn't have the diamond on the 19 and 3/16. But that's alright. Those tapes are also down at the 1/16 of an inch instead of 8ths. For finishing work, you want to be using more precise figures like 1/16. When I'm framing, an 1/8 of an inch is pretty close. We try to get a lot closer than that. So just start off with, on the end of the tape, there's a little hole, and that fits down on a screw nail, the heads, or on a screw. That helps hold your tape in place so you can make measurements. So that's a pretty nice little detail there on the tape measure. And on here also, these ends move 1/16 of an inch, which is the depth of this, is a 1/16. So if you're butting up against something, you have that. When you're pulling out, it pulls that 1/16 out, so you're always getting an accurate measurement, whether it's butting up to something to measure or pulling on something to measure. So I'm going to show you the layout with a tape measure. So when you're going from the edge of your plate or walls, whatever, we want 16 inch on center. So there's 16. If I put a C with a line through, that means center. So usually when you're framing, we go 3/4 of an inch back from our center. So in this case, 16 less 3/4 is 15 and 3/4, or 15 and 1/4, pardon me. Put your mark and an X so you know which side you're going to put your square on. You can also, if you go 3/4 inch the other way, either way, it gives you an X, which side. And what that gives you is 1.5 inches, what your trusses are, your studs are. We come down and do the same thing with the 24 inch on center, 3/4 back, X, and that's how you'd mark. I could go on showing it further on, but that gives you an idea. The next one would be 32, 48, etc. And the same thing again, an X, knowing which side it's on. The 19 and 3/16 works out in the end. You go right out to 8, and up here is the diamond, and that would be your 8 foot on center, and that 19 and 3/16 is what it works out to give you 8 foot on center on your sheeting for your floor joist system. If you're doing 2x10, 2x12, it's a good idea to do 16 inch on center. That just gives you a stronger floor. And that. So after we've run our line and our X, we can take your square, put over top on that line we made, and you make your, line on both sides, which is, this is the same size of a 2x4, 2x6, and there would be your stud area. So another thing you can do with a tape measure is you measure and make a line. So we're going to go, let's go 2.5. So I'm going to take my tape measure, put it at 2.5, I'm going to stick my finger behind there. This will give you a close enough if you're just ripping something quick, and you can run your like such. And there's your line, straight line. You can do that on drywall for making shortcuts off your drywall instead of taking a snap line. It'll give you a fairly straight line. Straight enough for most things. If you want to get real precise, you'd use a snap line or a straight edge. So that's multiple uses for our tape measures. Like I said, they're quite versatile. I use this heavier duty one because it has more strength as you're sticking the tape out for further lengths. So I hope you enjoyed that. It was just a short little video on a tape measure. If you have any ideas that you'd like to see or to learn more about tapes, or want to know more, don't hesitate to leave a message down below. Leave any comment, good or bad. I read them all, and it'd be appreciated if you could like and subscribe and share. So have a great day, and we'll see you soon with some more updated videos on other tools.